What is good, everyone? And thank you so much for tuning in. So, everyone knows that the Nintendo Switch is an absolute RPG powerhouse, and collecting all these games can get pretty expensive. So, for today's video, I want to take a look at 12 Nintendo Switch RPGs that you can get for just 20 bucks. And I personally have all these games in my collection, so I definitely think they're worth your money. And the prices that I'm going off of are based on the United States of America, and I'm using pricecharting.com, which uses active purchases from ebay.com. So let's get right into this with Mario plus Rabbids Battle Kingdom. And this game is an awesome turn-based strategy RPG where you get to play as the Mario characters and the Rabbid characters from the Rayman series. And this game is really well received. Honestly, I haven't played it yet. My copy is still sealed because I have a pretty big backlog, but for 20 bucks, I had to add this one to my collection. And the next one is the sequel here, Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. This one you can get for around 20 bucks, even less actually if you maybe get these pre-owned on eBay and maybe make offers to the sellers if you have that option. But this one was highly well received. I heard a lot of people say it's better than the first one, and it also is a strategy RPG, but this one is a real-time strategy game. All right, now let's keep things moving with Fire Emblem Warriors, and I believe a new copy of this is maybe going for around 25, but you can definitely get this used on eBay for around 20. And this game is a hack and slash RPG, action RPG. And unlike its sequel, this one you can run at performance mode up to 60 frames per second, but the graphics will take a bit of a hit, but that's a cool option to have. And this features a bunch of characters from the Fire Emblem series. It's not a canon story, anything like that, but just a fun game for Fire Emblem fans out there. And the sequel, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. Now this one is capped at 30 frames per second, but it does play very smooth, does feature some awesome gameplay here. And what I love about this game is it's like Fire Emblem Three Houses. It incorporates a lot of those mechanics into this game, and it offers alternative stories from that game. So in my opinion, at the low price that this game goes for, this is definitely a must-buy if you're a Fire Emblem fan and an RPG fan. All right, now next on my list, a monster collecting RPG, Ni no Kuni: Wrath of the White Witch. And this one was made by Bandai Namco Level 5. But the graphics, animations, the art style was made by Studio Ghibli, which is really awesome. Has a great story, great animations, great beautiful animated cutscenes, and for around 20 bucks, man, you gotta pick this one up. And you also should pick up the sequel, Ni no Kuni 2. Now this one is an action RPG, and Studio Ghibli didn't have their hand on this one, but it still retains the same art style. Alright, and another monster collecting RPG. Here we have Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth Complete Edition. And this features 2 games on 1 cartridge for 20 bucks. And I haven't got to this one yet, I'm going to be honest, but I had to add it to my collection for that low price. It's very well received. A lot of people talk a lot of great stuff about this game, so I had to get it, and I think you should too. So the next game on the list here is Tales of Asperia Definitive Edition. And I was just looking up prices for this one, and for the longest time it was 20, but it looks like this one did end up going up a bit. The average on price charting right now is 23, and I'm actually seeing most of the listings going up toward 30, but you might be able to still snag a good deal on this. Maybe get it for around 25, or maybe even lower if you can find it locally at a retro store or GameStop pre-owned or somewhere like that. But I still wanted to include this because in my opinion, this is still one of the best action RPGs on the Nintendo Switch, and it's definitely worth the price that it's going for. I would say definitely pick it up now because it could go up even more later. Now next on the list here, Final Fantasy X 10-2 Remastered. And this game you can get for around 20 on eBay. The only thing about it is the 10-2 is a digital code, so keep that in mind. And if it's pre-owned, it might not even have the code with it. But if you're just pretty much looking for Final Fantasy X, you can get this game for pretty cheap. I'd say it's a great buy. And next on my list, Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. And this one is definitely different than Final Fantasy X. This is kind of more like action RPG a little bit. Kind of hard to explain, kind of action RPG mixed with turn-based. But you can definitely pick this one up for around 20 bucks. So if you want a long, great RPG, definitely a great recommendation there. Just like Collection of Mana, 3 games on 1 cartridge. These are Super Nintendo games and a Game Boy game, but definitely great value, and I think a worthy addition to any Nintendo Switch collection. And last but not least, here we have Trials of Mana, an awesome, beautiful graphic showcase, beautiful art style, action RPG by Square Enix on the Nintendo Switch. So those are all my picks for some great RPGs that will give you a bang for your buck. Now, these prices might be different in different regions like Europe or other countries, so but they still might be similar. But just let me know if you know what the prices are going for in your country. I'd be interested in knowing if they're as cheap as they are here in the US or if they're a little more. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please hit that subscribe button. And until the next one, peace.